Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Anu.
Hi, Jack. Hi,
Hey.
Jing.
Yeah.
So just wait. Maybe we just wait for another minute or two.
Hello, Anu.
Hello.
Hi, Anu. Madhuri here.
Hi, Madhuri. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Me and Jing here in the conference room.
Okay. Is Farad there as well?
Yeah, I think he'll be joining. So,
Okay.
update here.
Hi, Anna.
Hello. We just wait for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
For anybody else to call in. Okay, so let's get started. I have Nansu, Jeff, Madhuri, Jing, and Firat on the call. Did I miss anybody? Hello, who just called
here.
in?
Hi, this is Nina.
Hi, Nina. Sorry, I missed. Did I miss somebody? Okay, so if not, then on the agenda we just have updates on action items, and we have the no-cost extension work follow-up. And if there's any other item that any of the team members want to discuss today, we can talk about it. So for action items, we had the following, which hasn't really changed much. For GDC and TCIA, we are updating transformations and I guess running new ingestions. So Jeff, do you know if this is done?
Yes, so some of them are done. Barack was going to start sending them out this week, so I think he's should be about ready to do that. But I'll make sure that he can start sending some of them.
Okay. So since we're talking about that, we also had talked about discussing the updating, right?
Yes.
So when do you want to do that? During one of the Tuesday meetings?
Yeah, we can do it during one of the Tuesday meetings. I mean, one of the things that, since we can't communicate directly with the Elasticsearch endpoint, we need to figure out where we can drop the updates. So that's what we need to figure out, is where do we write update files to, and then potentially it can be run so that there's a service that basically just picks up those files and then sends them to the index.
So what do you mean when you say you can't access Elasticsearch endpoint?
Well, because the endpoint, the file system and all that is behind a firewall. So I think you have some machines that have access to write to the Elastic. So I'm not quite sure how you guys write to the index directly, like if you move the files to the server and then update the index, or if you do an update directly from one of your machines. I mean, we just have to figure out the mechanics of where we should write the update files to.
Right. I think, Jing, can you please get something ready for our discussion then? Because maybe is next week a good time, Jeff, to talk about this, or is it too early?
Next week is spring break on my side, so that might not
okay.
be. So.
Yeah, I'm just getting off spring break and happy to be off it, to be honest. Kids at home are driving me crazy. But okay. So the week after next, then maybe.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Because then Jim can prepare details about how, because she does the updating right now for.
Yeah.
And she can prepare details about how UT Health team updates the UI and how we access the Elasticsearch, etc.
Right. Yeah, because this again would just be for indices that currently exist when there's no,
right.
When it's just sort of an update.
So, but I guess then that for new indices, we would still go back to the original method where you let us know that then it's indexed, and then we would up.
Yeah, I mean that's potential.
Right?
Yeah, I mean that's potentially a second. I mean, we may be able to do it in an automated way, but it depends what you need to configure on your end, right? So if it's I mean, since we basically have most of the fields, I mean, most new sources that come in don't have really that many new fields or any at all. So we might be able to automate that as well, just using information from prior, from the prior.
The only concern I have with automating everything is, or maybe Jing can talk about it a little later, but it's for some of the services, I think they need to run some stuff offline. For example, for the similarity service, then they have to run for all the data sets every time an update happens, right?
Right, and that also would be true. We're updating records, right? Because the similarity services. So we just need to know sort of what the pipeline is and how. I mean, potentially some of that can be automated as well. So we just need to
hopefully,
so dig into that. Yeah.
If it can be automated, then that's something that could be
right.
Okay. So with so we'll talk about, because I'm thinking that GDC and TCIA will actually be updated too, right?
Yeah, but they
kind of, sort of, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've changed a little bit, so.
Yeah, I know the transformations changed, but they have an older version of both of those.
Right. Yeah.
So, NDAR, Jeff, you have any updates that you?
Oh yeah. So we got that. I had that call last week, and so we got the API, and so that should also be done this week.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, basically, the first 3 bullet points should all be completed this week, hopefully. So.
Okay. So Nancy is working on Geo and SRA along with linkage with import, right, Nancy?
Yes, we are.
Do you have a time frame when you would be done with it?
Right. Actually, we are. I think we are going to finish the matching by this week, and we start ingestion next week. So probably we can deliver the files to Jeff by next week, hopefully. Then we will start working on that the new repository.
So do you need anybody to kind of test this and make sure that the linkages are appropriate?
Not yet. We need the help. So.
Okay. So do let us know when you need if you need somebody external to test.
Right. So are you talking about the import or which one you're talking?
Import.
Yes. Okay.
You could also test out Viper too, because you are. I mean, those are kind of basic linkages for Viper and IRD, right?
Right.
But because that would be linkage only at the strain level, so I think there's not really much. But if you want that to be tested as well to ensure that the appropriate strains are linked, we can do that.
Well, currently we're not so sure, so we are not there yet. So we will work on that later, probably. When we're talking about probably next week, we'll come back to have some information for you. But now we haven't got there yet.
Okay. Yeah, just let us know if you need anybody to help you with that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So for ICPSR, Jeff, did you get the email that I shared?
Yeah. I mean, do we have a?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably have a follow-up to talk about the variable level again with Philippe.
Okay.
I mean, I think that was the next step, right?
Right, but I think somehow, anyway, Philippe, they are looking at that and trying to kind of build all of this in for both BioCaddy as well as Data Commons project.
Right. But the question is, we need to figure out what the structure is that they're settling on with these examples.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. And I did not see any activity on the National Trauma Research Repository which was submitted. So I'm going to maybe, which I should have done, but I had been busy. It's ping George and Sandra to see if Sandra's going to look into it to provide us details.
So what is National Trauma? An expected launch of spring 2018.
Oh, so they haven't even, but they want to be indexed, so they already requested that they would like to be indexed.
Right. But it doesn't really, right now there's only a more information page. So what did they say in there? Can't click on that issue on the.
I mean, Sandra, if she goes in there, so that's what she would do, right? She would look at all the details, pull that down, see how sustainable the repository is, and then give it a score, which would kind of inform us.
But if you go to the page, there's only one page, so it doesn't really.
Okay.
It says it's currently under construction. Expected launch spring 2018. Meets new data sharing requirements. all trials by the National Trauma Institute will be contributed. I mean, it's basically just a standard.
Okay. So obviously there's no hurry, but I'll send an email so we can get a kind of a handle on that. Oh, so talking about that, tomorrow, Jeff, I won't be calling in for the meeting with the MITRE folks.
Right.
So if you could get back to me later, I mean, if you can just
I think the main thing there is that we need to sort of settle on their metadata that they want to capture via CEDAR, because that was still sort of an open question. And then just take an example and, put it in CEDAR and then, ingest it. And, I mean, that's sort of the more mechanical part, but can be done.
So one of the questions that both Eldred and John Graybill asked me was that they were getting bounces for Uling's emails. So
they shouldn't have Uling. It should be Barak and myself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Barak will be handling that aspect, because I know Uling had created the accounts and then she created all the forms as well, right?
Yeah. No, she went off. She went to she's actually a psychiatrist back from China, so she got into a residency program. So she's now.
So a question. So do we have access to all the BioCaddy forms that we had generated, Jeff?
I used to. I'll double check that before the meeting tomorrow.
Because I think we have to. Yeah.
I used to have everything shared with me, but I'll double check.
Because I think they want to have a kind of a dry run or something of that sort.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly why I said we need to sort of dry run with what metadata, because there was that was still sort of up in the air.
Right. Also, Firat has updated the DAX conversion on the API, on DataMed API, so you could take a look at it. I'm sorry, I didn't update this. But basically, you should be able to go into DataMed API and take a look at the DAX format. So I know Alejandra told us that she would be looking into it. But, Jeff, if you could take a look at it too, that would be great, because I think it's good to have more eyes on it and get some feedback. And if everything looks okay, then I think we are kind of done, right, Firat?
Yeah, that's right.
And then if we have, and Firat has done it in such a way that if we have any updates on the DAX model, we just create the additional mappings and then plug that in. So it shouldn't be a lot of work for us to update the API side of things as well. So, and the IDB mapping and the data type ontology is currently on hold. You're not doing anything with that. Okay, this we talked about already. So for the new features, I think basically Jing is working on the ranking algorithms, and you all heard the CDE work that Zhongfeng has been doing, and I think he's going to continue working on it a little bit more. And besides that, I think the only functionality that we have remaining is the alerts to new results on the UI side, that is. From saved searches, and maybe this is something that we might come back and revisit in a little bit, since everybody else is busy right now. I mean, Jing and Firat are kind of busy with the other things. And that's about it. So was there something that anybody else wanted to talk about? Jeff, is there something you need to discuss?
No, I mean, I think we'll know more tomorrow what the dry run will entail. So.
Okay.
And then, as I said, just scheduling that meeting to go over the automated updates.
Right. I think
because that's the next sort of
2 weeks time.
Yeah.
All right. I think then we get done really early today, so everybody can go back and get 40 minutes of their life back, right? All right. Thank you all for calling in, and talk to you all in a week's time.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye.